Last time on New York, I don't know. I missed Friday's stream, but I'm sure Huddy made the wisest and most logical choices. Oh yeah, always and only. I'm pretty sure I messed with the wrong ghoul. I messed with some ghoul gambling, and I messed him up pretty good. And I'm pretty sure that's gonna end pretty badly for me. I sound good. Yeah, awesome. Yay, yay, yay. Yes, I've seen this mic. Vin used this mic forever, and it was on sale for 30 euros. Marked down from 200 euros. So I had to buy it. I couldn't resist that deal. But yes, that was the interview with By Night Studios for Darkness Emergent in Las Vegas. It was Kelly Barnes and Cynthia Marie. Last week we had Jimmy Rickett and Alex Ward on also talking about it. Alex Ward is also going to be a guest in Vegas. Outstar is going to be in Vegas. And it's going to be a good time. The links are in the chat if you want to check it out. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to be in the description, so don't worry about that. And I'm excited. I'm excited to hear all about it. The Chicago Darkness Emergent LARP got rave reviews, great praise, and I know it's going to be just as good in Vegas, if not even better. Who knows? My gosh, I'm sounding 5x5. Amazing. We love a sale, yeah. Yes. So what we were doing last time as Callie, the Ravenos, is we were trying to find out where our sire is. So we can put all the blame on him because we know it's his fault anyway. And we followed this woman, this thin blood, who I don't remember her name, but I do remember that she reminds me of this TikToker who's like a hippie who sings about alien conspiracy theories. And some people in the chat knew who I was talking about. I didn't look her up because I don't want to, and I still don't know her name. But that's what we were doing. We were following her. She was a white girl with dreadlocks. That's the extent of what I remember about her. And that's who she reminded me of. And I gave her a silly, silly voice. Because that's what I do. And I love these pictures. The art in this is amazing. Oh, okay, so we're driving with her to wherever it is that we're going. Usually, I'd fill the car with some kind of idle talk, whether I'm with friends or just by myself. But this time, I just let the silence hang. Neither Pádraic nor Skylar, that's her name. Skylar seems keen on chatting. I should have remembered his basic white girl name. Not even with classic Queen tracks playing, so the caitiff's perfectly serviceable car is almost uncomfortably quiet as we cruise through the night streets of New York City. I've gotten this strange sensation in my stomach, like I've eaten a chunk of ice. If Kindred could get indigestion, I'd blame it on my last mortal meal, but since that's not a thing, I guess this feeling must be anxiety. It's really not my usual vibe. Something about this whole situation makes the hairs on my neck stand right up. Feels like there's something terrifying waiting for me at our destination, just a few blocks away, but weirdly enough, my gut is telling me not to run from it. And my gut is usually spot on. Whoa. As we pull up to the meeting spot, the night courier stands out immediately, mostly because she's the only one around. Clad in dark leathers and sporting a helmet, she almost disappears into the night alongside her bike. We barely come to a halt before Skylar jumps out of the car and approaches the courier in a few strides. She seems eager to talk and even more eager to bolt, so I keep my eye on her, ready to give chase. She looks like she might make a run for it. It's not even a question. Whoopsies. I shoot a quick glance at his way and catch him looking at Skylar just as intently as I am. The art is definitely really pretty. The art is gorgeous. Ooh. Yeah, of course she does. Oh, come on, of course she does. Or am I the only one flagged as a flight risk in your book? Kiss. Sorry. Well, I haven't come across anyone quite as slippery as you, so there you have it. No comment. The moment Skylar pivots and heads our way, we cut the chatter and step out of the car. 5 minutes. That's all I could get for you. Spend it well. Her hand reaches out to me in a gesture that feels overly formal. That's a good evening, my lady. No, please, God. Low 5. I slap her hand with a loud low 5. Theatrical eye roll laced with annoyance is all I get for that. The key, you know, to your stash. I held up my end of the bargain. Yeah, got it right here. I toss her the key, which she easily snags out of the air. Pleasure. With that, she's off into the night. As she disappears, we casually approach... I keep double-clicking. We casually approach the night courier. One look at Pádraic reveals a simmering impatience. Hot. I know he wants to take the lead, and honestly, while I'm not exactly thrilled to step aside, it seems like a pragmatic choice. Let's face it, negotiations with Skylar went less than stellar, even by my standards. But Pádraic hardly gets a word out before the courier cuts him off with a sharp, sour response. Shut the hell up, pretty boy. Wait, I know the sound of that walking angst vortex. Callie? The fuck did you get yourself into this time? I don't know why I'm giving her that voice. She takes off her helmet and I'm floored, staring at a face I never thought I'd see again outside of some vampire afterlife fantasy. Jess? Holy shit, is that actually you? Is this why you dragged my ass over here to star in this shitty high school reunion? As prickly as ever, I'm dying to give her a hug, but her thundercloud of a face screams, back the fuck off. I settle for an awkward pat on the shoulder. Oh god. Care to introduce me? Jess's eyes nearly pop out of her head. Oh, piss off. Is this really why I'm out here? What? No. Hell no. It's, oh god, let's just go one step at a time. Christ. Pádraic, meet Jessica Wainwright. I know you like it formal. She was part of our crew before she up and vanished like a ghost a year or so back. Oh, why is my audio up so high? I'll turn that down a little bit. Speaking of which, we thought you were gone. For good, I mean. She seems thrown by that, but she swallows whatever rush of words is clawing at her throat. Oh, really? Well, that clears up the mystery of the silent phones. If you say so. So we're playing it like that? I fucking mourned you, you dick. Not like I can text beyond the grave. FYI, I left you guys a fucking note. This whole situation is surreal. The hell are you on about? Reynard said... Ah, of course, Reynard fucking Castle turning shit into gospel. Her deceptively soft features harden. Why the hell are you poking around for him anyway? Let's summarize. Short version, Camarilla. The full scoop, he's off the grid and now I'm neck deep in shit because the Camarilla wants him found. Right, and who's this charmer? I'm essentially the raft keeping her afloat in the cesspool she's plunged into. Not gonna lie, I jump up a little. I sort of forgot he was even there. I still toss him a wounded look and pout a little while Ches lets out a hearty laugh. So I'm surfing this wave of horse shit with you. Oh, you filthy, filthy lifeline. The sheriff had him shadow me. I swear he's useful sometimes. Maybe it's the pretty yet infinitely punchable face that does it. There's a word. It has nothing to do with anything. There is a word in German that literally means someone who has a punchable face. And it's called Backpfeifengesicht. And it's literally what it means. I mean, you say that about someone and it means they have a punchable face. Right. And you just went along with all this creeping around because why exactly? New year, new me. You see, with 2025 right around the corner, I'm exploring my personality a bit. Plus, there was this whole get decapitated by the sheriff's blade thing hanging over my neck, so yeah, I chose the lesser of the two shit shows. She's clearly not amused. Stepping outside of the gang has really changed her vibe. Hell, we used to get along swimmingly back when we were cramped in that RV together. Maybe a bit of real talk is what I need to melt that ice. I drop my voice as if I'm letting her in on a deep, dark secret. Truth be told, there's gotta be something bigger at play with this whole mess, you hear me? I just can't figure out what the hell they want with Reynard, and why now of all times? Jess shrugs and crosses her arms over her chest, looking like she couldn't care less. Water's wet, the sky's blue, and piss stinks. By which I mean, underneath all that charm, Castle's been a two-faced lying sack of shit from day one. No wonder the whole ivory tower is on his tail. Hold up. There's clearly bad blood between her and Reynard, and it's skewing her view a bit. Maybe. Charming? Sure. I'd buy snake oil off the bastard too, but he's always been straight with me. What's even worse, she has this horrid look in her eye I can only interpret as pity. The hell's there to pity? I'm doing just fine, thank you very much. Heard through the grapevine you might know where Castle is hiding. And Jess laughs at that. Am I losing my edge here? Oh, honey, Castle's in even deeper shit than Callie is. See, I've been involved with the circulatory system on and off, passing messages and whatnot. She leans back even further onto her bike, all cool and collected like nothing gets to her. I almost follow enraptured, but catch myself at the last moment and straighten up, signaling for her to continue. Where it is, Castle shot right up to the top of their shit list just a couple of nights back, based on some fresh intel they got from who knows where. Suddenly, she leans forward on her elbows, looking at me seriously. This is major league shit, Callie. Could be Uncle Sam level big, and it might not just be Castle in the crosshairs, but anyone tangled up with him. Keep the hell away. Yeah, except running away somehow vanished from my playbook. I'll literally lose my head over it. She shrugs and starts putting her helmet on. It's your problem, not mine. I bailed on that clusterfuck of a sire for a reason, and Unlife's been beautiful ever since. Good fucking luck, though. Pause for dramatic effect. And don't bother calling me again. Then she's gone, just an engine roar fading into the night. Right back at you, bitch. Without looking at Pádraic, I let out an awkward laugh and kick at some loose stones. She's quite something. How are you holding up? Great. Really got to make that part of the American lexicon. Yeah. Unfortunately, the stereotype that there is a German word for everything is, like, mostly true. On the kindred scale, she's a nice lady. I mean, yeah, she's not that bad. We've met worse people than that, honestly. She's changed. She's changed. She used to be real sweet in a sour kind of way, you know? Guess the big city really does chew you up and spit you out. So the circulatory system, huh? What's your take? Pádraic, mercifully, bites his glib tongue and pretends not to see that I'm sorta in shambles. Oh, that's sad. It appears they are more eager to nab Reynard Castle than we anticipated, and they managed to acquire some incriminating intel. To be honest, things don't look too good for him. Great, and we're still no closer to finding him than we were last night, or whenever. There is also the matter of whether the circulatory system intends to hunt you as well, by virtue of being Reynard's accomplice. Oh please, I'm hardly even a sidekick. He levels a blank stare at me and I bark out a laugh, my spirits momentarily lifted. I rub my hands together briskly, suddenly feeling like mischief. I feel like mischief. I feel a mischief coming on. Well, seeing as your Anarch lead didn't really pan out, guess we're hitting, I don't know how to say this properly, Sanzaric next. This is a person's last name, I just don't know how to say it properly. He hesitates, idly twirling his ring, more a tick than an actual need this time. It is indeed our backup lead, but only lead. Fine. At the moment it is our only lead, but I have my reservations about Sanzaric. Let's unpack this back at my haven. Besides, dawn is nearly upon us. He starts walking towards the car, then pauses when he sees I haven't moved. I tug at the fraying edge of my sleeve, smiling at him almost apologetically. Yeah, funny story, but yeah, she's a Ravnos, but I can't, literally. He sizes me up relentlessly. Callie, this isn't the moment for your antics. We need to move, and quickly. Thing is, your haven isn't safe for me anymore. What are you? It's just a thing with my clan. If I crash in the same spot more than once a week, you might as well sweep me up at sundown. Like with a broom. He looks at me piercingly, searching for deceit, which, for once, isn't there. His fingers dance on his hand, spinning the ring furiously. Finally, they come to a stop. Yeah, I get it. I'm not messing around. Oh, you do? A hint of mirth sparkles in his gaze, though his expression remains stoic. Let's rendezvous at my place tomorrow night. Oh my god, he's trusting us. I've got a private eye in mind who might have an idea where to find Sanzaric. A PI? You're not talking about D'Angelo, are you? He arches an eyebrow, a flicker of surprise on his face. Already acquainted, I see. I love D'Angelo. More like disappointed. The leper's a good guy, but a dead end. Grilled him about Reynard and got zilch. He even implied it was somehow my fault Reynard's vanished off the face of the earth. Well, Castle is practically a ghost. Sanzaric, on the other hand, is not exactly hiding. D'Angelo should know a thing or two about him. Fair, but he's a slippery little eel. We might need leverage to get him talking. A shade of a smile crosses his face. Leave that to me. He'll talk. He turns around and climbs behind the perfectly serviceable wheel. Not gonna let that go, are we? Tomorrow, dusk, my haven. I swear that said my love. Tomorrow, dusk. That's just my brain. Tomorrow, dusk, my haven. Don't let me down. I give him a playful salute, waving as he pulls away. Ugh, look at that. Night's bleeding into day already. I really need to get a move on. There's a damp little cellar that I've been eyeing for a crash pad. It's not exactly the Ritz, but I've done my homework. It's secure enough for a quick sleepover. Time's ticking, but with any luck, I'll snag some prey en route. It's not good to sleep. It's not good to sleep on an empty stomach, after all. Ka-chow. Played a Thin Blood who said they were a Ravnos and no one knew. That's perfect. You know what? That's really funny. I wonder how many like Thin Bloods and Caitiffs like you could get away with pretending to be a different clan. Okay, Jerry, one thing you need to learn about me, I'm always in full Shepard mode. Always. For all media across everything. If I have a real hard time connecting with any type of media that I consume if there isn't some ship that I can get behind, because I am the problem. Feeding opportunity, detour. I mean, I guess we're hungry. I really don't understand how this bar works, so... a dance floor drenched in darkness, the beat dropping like it's on fire. I love that description. Warm bodies pressed tight, buzzed high, and full of precious blood. This club is the prime spot to sink my teeth into. Ooh, whoa, go, please. Keep double clicking. I don't know why I do that. The moment I step into the club... All eyes on me. I know it's an excellent place to hunt. Crowded with mortals, blackout drunk, and high out of their minds, swaying, jumping, and writhing on the dance floor. I love this. Like there's no tomorrow, only tonight, only now, only ecstasy. I'm gonna quench that awful clawing thirst in no time. Let's see, what do we have here? Ooh. Huddy and I are running the ship like the Navy? Yes, correct. Yeah, Secret Caitiff is actually really fun. I do like that. I like the idea. I like even other things like not doing Caitiff and Thin Bloods. I even like the idea of like a ministry in the Camarilla pretending to be a Toreador, for example. You know, do we feel like Italian or Greek? I don't know. Ooh. What about something underrated or like subtle? The wallflowers. Yummy. Local LARP, I played a Caitiff that successfully infiltrated the Tremere. Yeah, I mean, that sounds harder. That sounds like playing on hard mode, but I absolutely support that. Yeah. That sounds like hard mode and scary, and I love it. You'd think that prowling for blood would be easier on the dance floor, but I know better. I was literally born at a rave twice and spent both those lives dancing the nights away at clubs and bars. I know my way around like nobody else. That's a crazy sentence. That's a crazy sentence to have read. Just say it. Sure, some of the people leaning against the walls are there for a reason, to take a break, to have a drag, to find victims of their own. Have a drag? Are you smoking inside the club in New York City? I don't think you could do that. I mean, not that they would care, but I'm pretty sure that's like a big no. Big no-no. I don't know, I haven't been in America in over a decade, so I don't remember anymore. But some of them would like to be part of the crowd. It's just their inhibitions stopping them from stepping in. And I'm here to help them break those barriers. There's a guy sitting with his back against the wall, head in hands, hugging his knees, frozen, paralyzed, clearly on a bad trip. Oh, goodness. Somebody should haul him out and help him get sober. Us, me. That somebody isn't me. Oh, come on. I can already sense the jazzed up blood, the accelerated heartbeat right beneath his skin, and tonight I'm not in the mood for Molly. No X for me tonight. How about the teen twitching rhythmically in the corner, clearly too young to even be in the club? Should I teach them the dangers of the night before it's too late? I like the Molly guy. Why can't I mean, what? Are we afraid that we won't get home in time before the sun comes up? Nah, too much effort. What if they imprint on me like some duckling? Besides, I've already decided on my target. There's a girl standing by the restroom in sensible jeans. Oh, excuse me, and a tie-dyed t-shirt. She has a flustered smile on her face and a beer can in her hand. I bet she poured it out and filled it with water so that none of her friends, long lost to dancing crowd, felt uncomfortable around her. Her, I can teach. I approach her straight on, a wide, inviting smile on my lips, and watch her shuffle her feet nervously. When I'm just inches away, she opens her mouth to say something, but instead I cover her lips with my own. I don't hear the surprise sound she makes, but I can feel it, the vibration in her throat under my palm. Whoa. Let's take her outside. Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. Here, in the States, I don't remember. Wow, God, I haven't been in the States since 2013, and at the time I was living in the southeastern United States, where smoking was a lot more prevalent and inexpensive, and whatever compared to the Northeast. This is obviously in the Northeast, but I live in Germany, which is unofficially the smoker's paradise of Central Europe. So a lot of places you can still smoke. Yes, I skillfully take her by the hand and tug her outside into a deserted alley with nothing but dumpsters. There I crowd her, a blushing mess, against a wall and kiss her again, knocking down her defenses like dominoes. If Callie is this friggin' smooth, how is she blowing it so hard with Pádraic? I don't get it. It's because she actually really likes him and wants to be with him and love him. That's what it is. Feed Wallflower. She doesn't protest when I move my lips onto her neck and nibble on it. But she sure minds when I bare my fangs and take... Oh, that sentence. But she sure minds when I bare my fangs and take a bite. I don't drain her completely, of course, even though the amount I drink is not nearly enough to completely satisfy me. Honestly, it never is. I let go after a few sips and lower her gently onto the ground. She looks at me dazed and struggles to get up, but I put a firm hand on her shoulder, keeping her down. She'll need a minute or two before her head stops spinning. So I just pat her gently on the cheek, ruffle her hair, and disappear into the night like I was never there. For the moment, I am almost sated. Good job. Hi, Cynthia. Hello. We played your interview already. It'll be up on YouTube tomorrow because I'm going to put it there. Don't worry. Yes. Ooh, if you're Ravnos, home is just a dead memory. You've only got a bunch of hideouts, almost said hideous, hideouts, some better than others, each offering a day's worth of safety, and one of them is close by, just waiting for me to hunker down and collect my thoughts. My thoughts of Pádraic, right? Pádraic, I don't know how to say his name properly. This is so great. This is so good. Also, I mean, I know she likes Queen, right? Is she just listening to Queen on loop? Or was it Pádraic who liked Queen? I don't remember. This is so good. I love this so much. I'll steal this and make this my desktop wallpaper. If D'Angelo's Haven qualifies as a hovel, then this temporary shelter of mine is a full-on catastrophe, so utterly dismal it could force Tommy Wiseau to shed a genuine tear. Impossible. Mold is practically redecorating the ceiling. And let's not start on the bed, a suspiciously damp mattress that leaks some extra sus fluid onto the floor with each squeeze. Oh, hi, Mock. Home sweet fucking home. But hey, at least it's pretty secure. There's zero chance of sunlight sneaking in here, maybe because the resident microbes have evolved enough to shut out anything that threatens their germy utopia. I sprawl out onto the lumpy mattress and sulk over my dead Walkmans, cursing myself for not getting spare batteries. Aww. When Reynard pulled that thing out, I legit thought he was going to wiretap me, but turns out he was just giving me a piece of his past. A little gift from the better times, or whatever. Honestly, as if I needed another thing to play my tunes. Our gang is not as uptight about going online as the tower, so we stream just like everyone else. But I kind of got hooked, especially with the mountain of old cassettes crammed into our glove box. Digging through my belt bag in search of entertainment yields only the wooden stake that almost pierced my heart the night before. Shit, almost feels like another lifetime. But the stake sends my thoughts drifting to Pádraic. Yes. I'm pretty conflicted, to be honest. Can I trust him? Yes. He seems to be on my side, caring even, but there's something off about him, something unsettling. I can't put my finger on it, but you want to, right? It doesn't help that he changes the length of my leash for no rhyme or reason. No comment. His mood swings faster than the San Francisco weather. It's so annoying that he's now indispensable to my survival. Except for tonight, he was anything but. Still, he introduced me to Mato, my guts screaming that this is going to be a game changer for navigating the city, maybe even beyond Skylar. Not so much. Oh, maybe even beyond. Skylar, not so much. And Jess... Yeah, I'll hold off on poking at that sore spot for a bit longer, at least until after I shake off the dark sleep that's clawing at me. Eager, suffocating, steadily pulling me into the abyss. God. Not even licking the wound, Sloppy. Yeah, I know, right? No, Vin. No newspapers. No. Leave me alone. Is Tommy Wiseau today's Ed Wood? I think Tommy Wiseau wishes he was Ed Wood. Does that answer the question? Or does that pose more questions? Look, I'll watch Plan 9 from Outer Space over and over, but that's not true, because I maybe have watched The Room as many times as I've watched Plan 9 from Outer Space, so I can't say, actually. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I would say I've been more than considerate. I don't know who's talking. She responds with silence and that unnervingly calm, icy stare that could easily drive one to the brink of madness. It's a weapon she's honed to perfection. I thought I'd be used to it by now, but it slices through me as viciously as the very first time. How long has it been now? 5, 6 months? Half a year trapped in this endless spin of justifications, half-truths, and unfulfilled promises constantly veered off course? Despite her alleged interest in my unique condition, despite our shared thirst for answers, despite the growing urgency, the resolution to my dilemma always hovers just beyond my grasp. Still, she is the first kindred to make me believe she could truly grant me reprieve. I've been holding up my end of the bargain. Not once have I raised objections, not once have I strayed from our agreement. But I'm not one of your puppets. Vritra? I thought I made my stance unequivocally clear. I can't. Oh, hello. Hello. My gosh, you look like a character from a different franchise, like from Star Trek. But I'm blanking on the name of the character. Whoops. Sorry, getting a little excited. Love your tights. That you did. This cannot go on. You need to deliver on your promises or I'm walking away. She cracks a smile as stunning as it is rare, like a dragon flashing its fangs. It suits her, given her true nature. All in due time, dear. All in due time. There's a point-and-click adventure game based on The Room. That's incredible. Make a mental note to Google that after I'm done. Yeah, the good part of being undead, you don't freeze to death wearing that. I mean, yeah, but like canonically, you can set yourself into torpor if you get too killed. You're like wandering around in the frozen tundra because you don't make body heat. And night. Yes. What else would I do? I love this animation so much. All right, didn't Kadir only give us 4 nights? We gotta start hustling. 5 nights till New Year's. Good. Great. The Little Leper. Is that our name for D'Angelo? It's painfully obvious Patrick never believed I'd actually turn up for the meeting. I catch him off guard in front of his haven. He leans against the door absent-mindedly and yet anxiously spinning his ring while scanning his surroundings. In the seconds when he looks away, I creep up quietly and casually, relishing the oncoming surprise. Peak lack of subtlety, that guy. I love it. I love it. God. You're way too obvious with that ring. Someone's gonna nick it sooner or later. His head whips around, and for a split second, surprise and relief flash across his face before he masks it with an ironic smile. That's someone being you, I take it. I throw up my hands defensively. Hey, if I wanted your bling, your finger would have been bare 2 nights ago. He rolls his eyes, slipping back into his usual indifference as he gets into the car. I hop right in after him. This is like all of those like buddy cop serial like shows or movies or whatever where, you know, the tension, the sexual tension. But the problem with those shows / movies is that they make you wait forever. And then it's never as satisfying as you build it up in your head. I don't want this for them. Ignore me. I don't know. I don't know why anyone's here. Oh, God. Let's pay D'Angelo a visit, shall we? Yeah, no time to dilly-dally, right? Correct. I'm pretty sure he's ignoring my sharp-ass remarks on purpose, but the way he slams on the gas pedal gives me a tiny glimmer of hope that he's not a lost cause. Either way, the perfectly serviceable vehicle does fine, cruising through the night streets, and this time, it's not even that awkward. D'Angelo, you here? Rachel, you here? Yeah. The shithole he calls an office looks just the way I left it 2 nights ago, except for some new pins on the corkboard where he charts his crazy, and a trapdoor flung wide open, probably leading down to wherever he hides out during the day. Maybe we should give it a minute. He won't keep us waiting too long. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Oh, God. That you are possibly correct, Sam. I haven't watched Star Trek. No, I don't know. You are possibly correct. I haven't watched Star Trek in so long. Probably since 2009 is probably the last time I watched anything Star Trek related. Because I'm a fake nerd, as I like to say. Oh, let's keep it in character. Hey, Mr. Detective, a damsel in distress desperately needs your help. And then there's me. We're calling Pádraic a damsel in distress. Pádraic rolls his eyes, but to my disappointment, there's no comeback. D'Angelo squints at me as he emerges from beneath the floor, his lips moving silently, and I strain my ears to hear it. They appeared like shadows, the kind cast by worn-out hopes and dreams of this wretched city, dreams that could only be saved by none other than Gianni D'Angelo. Saved? That's a bit of a stretch, don't you think? He leans back over the rickety table, shaking his head as if to dislodge the noir cliches stuck in his brain. Callie, a pleasure. As D'Angelo turns to Pádraic, I catch a hint of a smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. Gianni. Pádraic, looks like you're still losing your head, just not literally, huh? Indeed, the sheriff is yet to relieve me of my cranial burden. But worry not, there is still time until the new year. You might yet win that little bet of ours. I probably shouldn't pry, given the fact that my own neck is on the line here, but... I mean, there's a treasure trove of a relationship to dig into here. Anyway, we came here to... The corkboard's got an update! Hi, Cynthia. Welcome back. Yes. Thank you for your interview. And super excited to see all the pictures that are going to come out of the Darkness Emergent LARP in Vegas. I'm so excited. And if you missed it, your interview will be up on YouTube. We already aired it. Will be up on YouTube tomorrow. These makeshift corkboards are totally plastered with photos, clippings, texts, and maps, all tied together with thin red lines. And unless my memory's as shitty as a squirrel's on speed, this crap wasn't here 2 nights ago. You know, I'd ask how you two freaks met, but all this red string spiderwebbing over your crazy map is just screaming for attention. Don't worry about it. Is that the thing you wanted to wrap up before getting the hell out of Dodge? What's it about? Power, corruption, all the usual suspects, and the darkness suffocating this wretched city. I tune him out instantly as he gears for another long noir-esque spiel, or spiel as we say here in Germany. It's a story as old as the streets, my friend, and it all started when... Please stop messing with my stuff. I reluctantly drop one of the many scattered pens and put my hands innocently in the air. I'd love to have a catch-up with you, Gianni, but we did have an agenda walking in here. A glimmer of light flickers in D'Angelo's shades as he turns towards me. I hate to break it to you, but if you're here for intel on Castle, you're out of luck. No new leads since we last talked. It concerns Castle, broadly speaking, although he's not exactly the crux of our conversation right now. Sweet Lord. Ellie? Eli? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm going to say Eli. Eli Sanzarek. Where do we find him, Gianni? D'Angelo narrows his eyes, squinting at me suspiciously, and fiddles with his e-cig. Oh, did he give up cigars? He did. Look at his e-cigarette. Wait, I have one. Look like that. Looks just like that. The Serpent. What's your angle? What are you after? Oh, that's right. He's a... Right. He's a ministry. Just like Cynthia's going to play in Darkness Emergent. Cynthia's going to play a ministry character. You should totally check it out. He's my ticket out of this mess. He's like the only one of Reynard's contacts that doesn't seem to fucking despise him. Since our other lead was a bust, he's my best shot at finding Reynard and shaking the Camarilla off my back. D'Angelo tilts his head like some curious, funky, ugly little rat. Stop being mean to D'Angelo. I'd kiss him right now. Right in front of everyone. Damn, heard through the grapevine you mocked for the chop, but shit. Yeah, and I'd love to dish out all the dirty details, but I'm seriously pressed for time, so where the hell is Sanzarek? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. D'Angelo takes a long drag of his e-cig as if he's really trying to savor the flavor. I wonder if he actually makes an effort to kickstart his taste buds or if it's just part of his usual act. Sanzarek and his serpents are gone from Harlem, and nobody really knows why. I've got theories, but they're just that, so... Harlem. But you're just itching to tell me, right? I flash him a dazzling smile, but he just scowls in return. He takes one more drag to regain his noir composure. What was that old line? Water under the bridge? I give him a curious glance. His answer was just a touch too quick and out there, as if he suddenly got nervous. But D'Angelo speaks up before I can probe any further. Look, I'd be doing you dirty throwing half-baked hints your way. Just check Sansarek's usual hangouts. St. Philip's in the vicinity of Morningside Park are your best bets, but they're not far from each other. You might just dig up something there. Thank you, D'Angelo. Those are solid leads. Ah, the faint whiff of sincerity in your bullshit makes it almost charming. I know you're not quite the Glengarry leads you're after. What? I know they're not quite the Glengarry leads you're after. There we go. But hey, on these nights, beggars can't be choosers. So is this intel gonna cost me the usual 2 blood bags? You keep your stash, kiddo. Just clue me in on where Sansarek's hiding once you sniff him out. And we're square. His ugly mug suddenly goes serious. He straightens up and steps closer, eyeing... Oops, we're missing an E. Eyeing both Pádraic and me intensely. Last time I warned you that shit's gonna hit the fan soon, but that's old news already. It's way worse now. You can feel it, can't you? I nod almost instinctively, catching Pádraic doing the same. I'm bailing earlier than planned, and I strongly advise you consider doing the same. I won't sugarcoat it. I could use a lift, and you could use some level-headed advice on the road. He looks genuinely terrified. Pádraic and I slowly exchange looks before shaking our heads. I can't, not just yet. Things are heated, I understand. But at the moment, Callie cannot leave, and I have been saddled with helping her in a way I can only describe as non-negotiable. D'Angelo sighs, slumping visibly, and waves his hand dismissively. In that case, just keep your eyes peeled for trouble, all right? Yeah, you too, pal. Till next time, D'Angelo, hopefully under a brighter moon. There's too many hints that he's actually Malkavian. It's driving me insane. We're almost at the door when I hear his response, barely louder than a breath. Bright nights are all... Oh god. Bright nights are all gone. Only nightmares remain. I should write that down. Yeah, that's sort of like what the crazy guy outside of the Anarch bar we were at, what was it called? Like Sunrise or Sunshine or something like that? There was like a crazy guy outside the bar just like screaming about the end of times and saying stuff like that. That's weird. That's strange. Oh, God. No, you don't need a spray bottle emoji, Vin. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm keeping it cool. Pádraic and I come to a stop in front of the perfectly serviceable vehicle. Patty. Oh, God. We should... Now, I already know the crap you're gonna dish out. No splitting up, Callie. I can't fully trust you yet, Callie. But listen, it's late as hell already, so we gotta hustle. If we both go chasing Sandstork in the same spot, all we're gonna catch is sunrise. We gotta divide and conquer. I concur. See, I knew you'd... Hold up, what do you mean you concur? A subtle smirk plays at the corner of his mouth before he reins it in. I agree that we have too much ground to cover, and since you kept your word and didn't flee like last time, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt once more. This grating on the... I say it every part. This grating on the back of the lettering, and the fact that it's also behind everything and doubled up messes my head up. I don't know why. It makes my eyes wiggle in a way that makes me not be able to read so good. It's not because I'm dumb. Certainly not. I just stare at him, confused as hell, before erupting into laughter. I don't recognize you, man. Where's this stick-up-the-ass Patty? Who's this loose cannon they replaced him with? Pádraic twitches briefly, his smile disappearing without a trace, and fingers crawling towards the ring don't slip my notice. He bounces back swiftly, though, and tucks his hands in his pockets. Let's part ways for now. Do you have a preferred destination? I don't know. I'm ending the part here. Alright, what we got? Dread game. Detour. Well, we're gonna take the detour. Pádraic's driving like he's gunning for his personal best. I'm not complaining, but he's being strangely careless. I mean, this is Mr. Proper we're talking about. What could possibly go wrong? We're obviously going to take the detour. And we're probably going to go to Morningside Park because, well, my favorite character I'm fairly certain isn't in this anymore because I think in Shadows of New York she leaves. But if we run into some gangrel in the park, I would not hate that. So let's do detour. Tamika is my favorite character from the Coteries games, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. I actually love rushing things. I'm pretty slick at handling stuff on the fly. Sure, things can go off the rails, but I've usually got a quick fix up my sleeve. Shite. Oh, is he supposed to... Okay, is this supposed to be Irish? Or Scottish? One or the other? Or British? Or Australian? No, I'm sorry. But when someone else is calling the shots and things go south, it absolutely drives me up the wall. Hang on, we need to stop. There's that... Oh, God. That's always when accidents happen and mistakes are made. The kind of mess I have no fix for. The kind I really can't afford right now. And I have to follow the words with the cursor. For the love of... So really, when I'm more disappointed than surprised, when suddenly there's a soft bang and Pádraic's perfectly serviceable vehicle starts wobbling and swerves hard to the right, sparks flying out from under. A flat tire. No shit, Sherlock. I grin at him mockingly. Not so perfectly serviceable now, is it? Outrage flashes in his eyes. It's not the car's fault someone left nails on the godforsaken street. Besides, changing tires... Oh, God, that's the British spelling. Changing tires is a trivial matter as... Yeah, so do you have a spare or what? Pádraic shoots me a disappointed look. Of course I have a spare. It's only sensible when... Right, of course, Mr. Perfection, thank you. Oh, paragon of good sense. Sure, I don't know why I even asked. Alright, so you do what you gotta do. I'm gonna go stretch my legs a bit. Hold on, I don't think... Oh, but I do. See ya. And I'm off before he can start truly protesting. I know he won't leave his precious baby all broken down and vulnerable on the side of the road just to chase after me. Plus he knows I'm not gonna bail. There's little point to it now anyway. Now then, anything interesting to do around here? As it turns out, there is, although I suppose that depends on your idea of interesting. There's some guy standing in front of a small crowd, yelling and flailing his arms around. A performance? Sure, I'll bite. I creep closer to take a look. This is the same type of stuff that the other guy was saying. Save us all! All you've got to do is strategize, prep, tackle our current reality with clear objectives in mind. And for that, we have to look to the sky to survive. What, is he high or something? Technology is the future, plain and simple. Humans roaming the land, that's all news. That's all in the past already, as Aaron Fletcher put it. Jesus Christ, one of the Fletcher sycophants. I don't know who that is. No wonder every single one of his listeners looks like they're about to barf. Fletcher is not just a visionary, he's the embodiment of it. This is supposed to be like an Elon Musk reference. He's the embodiment of innovation. Where others see obstacles, he sees opportunities. Our society is starved for role models, for genuine heroes. The man's got a plan for tomorrow, for what we as the collective are about to face. It's hilarious how his zeal is having entirely the opposite effect, given how quickly the crowd is thinning. Fucking sheeple! You'll be digging shitholes with your bare hands when he launches us, the enlightened, into a new era. Fuck yeah, let's roll out the red carpet for an era of failed projects and a spectacular lack of common sense. Who said that? I didn't really mean to say that out loud. But I'm kinda glad I did. I cross my arms, tilt my head confidently, and look the weirdo straight in the eye. There's almost nobody left, so I guess it must have been me. He scoffs dismissively. A female. A femoid? A female, of course. How fitting. Purple hair, too. Daddy didn't love you enough? Fucking love my dad. Straight to daddy issues, huh? You know, big guy, my old man is quite generous. I could probably convince him to give you a hearty embrace. Oh, Jesus. This whole thing you've got going on here, it's practically screaming for a big old chunk of Papa's attention. The words escape my mouth even before I manage to process them. A whisper of laughter travels throughout the crowd, and the maniac grows red in the face. A fitting color, I'd say. Listen here, you little bitch. I came to enlighten the blind masses to the genius of Aaron Fletcher, not to be disrespected by You didn't want to be disrespected, but you're out here all hot and sweaty, eagerly blowing Fletcher's trumpet. My guy, you're a real knob, if you know what I mean. Somebody in the crowd howls with laughter. All the blood in Fletcher's groupie... rushes to his cheeks as he wheezes with outrage, his eyes and veins bulging from his face. Shut the fuck up, you bitch! Wow, how super original. What's next? I'll kill you? I'll kill you! All brawn, no brains. I roll my eyes theatrically as he starts to elbow his way through the laughing crowd. Look, it's been a pleasure, but I'm sort of on the clock here. I'll fucking kill you! Asshole. Somebody should teach him a lesson. It should be me. Oh, I don't have two Dutch animalism. I can't, and I don't have a familus anyway, so I can't do anything. Piss off, or yourself. Let him come. I want to daunt him and make him piss off. But the parasites in me. I was curious of what will happen if I just let him come at me, bro. The parasites in me want to know, so we're gonna find out. He lunges at me, but it's perfectly clear he has no idea what he's doing. He's counting on being far bigger and bulkier than me. I take a few small steps back and dodge the flying fists, which look like they're in slow-mo to me. The guy could be punching through molasses for all I care. Molasses. When he comes into reach, and because he really got on my fucking nerves, I lift my leg, bend slightly backward, and deliver a perfect crushing kick right to his crotch. The wacko lets out a whimper of agony and immediately crumples onto the ground like a puppet whose strings have been cut. He coils into a fetal position, wallowing in pain. When I straighten up, the crowd is quiet, but they unanimously take a step back as I give them an indifferent look. No pun intended, but it was definitely nuts. The wacko just wheezes and I calmly walk away. The crowd disperses, leaving him writhing in agony on the ground. Well, that was a productive half hour. Wonder if Pádraic's done with the tire. When I finally return to the nearly perfect, serviceable vehicle, Pádraic is so visibly annoyed that he's one straw away from stomping his foot. He's adorable. I love him. Man has fucked around. Time to find out. Absolutely. I know he's too well-mannered for that, but he crosses his arms and scowls at me. Oh my God, so cute. How nice of you to finally join me again. Aw, I bet you use that line on every girl you're forced to tail. He rolls his eyes, but I catch sight of a tiny, tiny smirk before he turns away. I'll take it. I'll take it. Come on, let's go. Clues await, I hope. Oh, I love him. I'm locked in. All right, so I only stream these until 6:30 because my voice does eventually start to die on me. Also, my allergies are really bad in the last death throes of summer here in Germany. Tee-hee, tee-hee, that's me. But I will be back tomorrow. I'll be streaming from 5 to 6:30, so for 90 minutes, 5 p.m. Central Eastern Standard Time, or I don't know what that is, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're in the United States. And yeah, we are probably going to go to Morningside Park because I am a simp for Tamika from the previous 2 Coteries games, and I would just absolutely lose my mind if she's in this game. I don't think she is. Like I said, I think she left to Los Angeles in the last game, but I don't know. If I run into like someone even associated with Tamika besides Torque, then I would just be so happy. But yes, I'll see everyone tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. Go check out By Night Studios, and yeah, have an awesome day.